From the Welcome to the Emerging Lawyer series at the Coffee Conversation Show, powered by the Emerging India Forum TIF and a tech partner, Prime Infotech Solution. Theme is Science Meets Strategy in IP, Innovation and Identity. We're with us a guest speaker, Nisha Wadhwa, Principal Associate at Denton's Link Legal. From her beginnings as a research chemist to becoming a registered patent agent and a respected voice in IP law, Nisha brings a rare blend of scientific expertise and legal insights. With over a decade of experience spanning patent analytics, drafting, prosecution, and litigation across jurisdictions like the IPO, USPTO, EPO, and more, she is at the forefront of protecting innovation in an increasingly complex world. But what powers the woman behind this meticulous mind? Let's discover the layers of a personal and professional journey. So, welcome, Nisha, to today's coffee conversation.
Thank you, Mr. Amir.
So, let me explain you the flow. There are three rounds: professional journey, personal journey, and a rapid fire surprise round where you will be in the hot seat. So,
Okay.
begin. So,
Yes.
friends, I'm Lion Amir Virani, host at Coffee Conversation, legal tech evangelist at Prime Infotech Solution, author of 15 books. We help law firms, corporate legal, startup SMEs with world-class technology, software licensing, and tech training. So, my first question, Nisha, you started a career as a research chemist and eventually transitioned into IP law. What inspired this shift?
Okay. So this started from my MSc college days itself when I was studying in VIT University. I'm talking about back in the year when it was 2007 to 2009. So, as you must be knowing that VIT University, Vellore, Tamil Nadu, has a very wide, very vast library. It is famous in India for its many publication apart from uh, the books which students want in their college for their studies. It has apparently other material also available. So this thing being in that era when it was 2007 and 2009 is something very unique. For me also it was a path deviating when I discovered, it was a discovery for me. Reading through my normal curriculum books, I ended up to a magazine section. It has enormous number of varieties where I just got to pick up one day one book which had this IPR cases. So that times I had just heard about this word IPR and I have no idea what was it about. When I started reading, it kind of generated a curiosity for me. It had some cases relevant to traditional knowledge as one of the IP asset. So it was just a summary kind of a thing for every case that this particular area has this kind of traditional knowledge and people like so and so might use them, and that's it. So abstract or a summary kind of thing was being formulated in it, and that every time I read that, every time it left a question in my mind that what next? If people are using it, what next? So I started exploring it, and then I found many ways that okay, something like IPR also exists, and many diplomas and many pathways to become a patent agent, to become a lawyer are also existing in that. But being MSc Biotech, obviously, I had very restricted paths of going into research and landing up there. So as my MSc went, there was another phase. We never had this subject in our curriculum, but due to this instinct, I started researching more on it. And one day I landed up to one of my professors, Dr. Murali, saying him that I think IPR is something which is very interesting and may come something in future as a very big thing. So why not let's have a fixed curriculum or fixed subject at least in one semester of us. So when he was thoughtful on it, and it was new for me also as well as for him also, he started asking me what we will cover and all that. So I said, okay, that's the point where even I have to research and even you have to research, so let's do it together. I gave him much of the information which I could dig out at that time without having any preliminary knowledge. And then with me and his efforts, we actually started a subject which was called as IPR and Ethics in VIT University, which was not prior part of the curriculum in the regular studies. So that gave me a base, and that instinct didn't stop at all. later also. When I just passed my MSc in 2009, I craved more for it, though I entered and landed up into a job with Ranbaxy in March 2010. It was my first job. It was in biopharmacokinetics and pharmacokinetics department. So it had routine SOPs, and working in a routine culture, routine SOPs, a routine consolidated environment, I was kind of bored also. And this thing of reading was still going on back of my mind, or at weekends, obviously, we had time at initial days. So that was there. One day I came across about this patent agent examination, and I decided to give it. But that time also, that time we had no coachings, no guidance, nothing. So just as a part of my interest, I started reading and reading. I got two, three books, and I landed up becoming a patent agent in 2013. And now I was very sure. Till that time, I had already crossed 5 years and 7 months in Ranbaxy only. And to leave a job from a scratch and starting something from a scratch was a question which was kind of not accepted at certain level to my family also, that you've spent much and you are stabilized also, so what is the need of jumping and all that. But no, this inner thing, inner instinct and determination kept me going. I changed my field even after passing so many years in particular company Ranbaxy, which was kind of a dream company for many people, at least at that point of time. And this is how I entered IP, and I started my career in IP in 2015 with law firms. And here I am in 2025 with one of the precious law firms.
Yes, that's good. Because I've done apna coffee with Suvarna Pandey. She also has this background similar like you,
Okay.
coming from apna ye uh, technology background. Same from apna uh, ye where she got the opportunity to do an apna ye diploma course where there was this course where for
Right.
women's, huh?
Typec, women Typec,
Yeah,
maybe.
trifect.
Okay.
So yeah, so there's one of the questions. From there, her journey
Mm-hmm.
started, and now she is at RNA doing good work for the patent. So yes, so all those engineers, yeah, she's from an engineering background, and
Mm-hmm.
you're from biotechnology. So
Right.
I would invite you both of you to have a fireside chat on how, coming from a engineering and biotech background, what is keeping you, the fire within you all, for
Sure.
doing this patent work?
Sure.
So, so good thing is she got this diploma, this course, and you had to go
Mm-hmm.
through all the rigmaroles of. But one of the best thing you created a course at a university. That is what is the achievement in your career. The
Yes.
your professor, he took the apna, he believed in you, and you all together did that. So that's very few students get this kind of opportunity.
Yes.
So my message is to all the apna viewers out there: uh, believe in yourself, and you're aligned with a mentor, and you can create what do you say milestones, achievements. So like how Nisha has done a course creation. So yeah, all the students will be remembering all okay, something, because this is a niche area, and I encourage all not only because students like you coming from an a technology background, engineering background, you're more well suited for doing the patent work because
Right.
you all know the nuances.
Yes.
Chalo. So my question was related to that only. How has the scientific background shaped your approach to handling life sciences patent work?
So I think this has played an indispensable role for the position or for the work which I am doing till date. Because when you are working in lab on bench, you know how to start, where to start. Like when I was there, so we only had these drug molecules, and we had to research number of publications. We have to review number of papers, and then to think that this method is kind of uh, already existing, what more we can do on it so that it can become good bioequivalent results, and this drug can be launched as a generic drug by Ranbaxy. So the phases of method development, method validation, and then bringing that something to the subjects. By subject I mean the human people on which the clinical trials are being done. So the three phases obviously demanded a lot of intervention on thoughts that how this could be improved more, so that any drug can be there without harming, without having low solubility in your body, and how well it can bind to the organs of the body and get dissolved into the blood, etc. So having that research mindset, now if any individual comes to me, or even if a company comes to me as an applicant, as a client, I am able to in and out see that structure, if that invention could be a good invention or not. Though we have stipulated and segregated procedures how we evaluate any invention, but at least at foresight or at first glance we are able to make it well, if that would, or if that can be taken further or not, what implications, what consequences, and what pros it can bring to an applicant. Because in our field we do not have to simply file or a patent application, or we do not have to simply take one paper given by an applicant to the Indian Patent Office. We obviously need to visualize it from one angle, give them a good advice in terms of their business prospect area, also in terms of commercialization, also. So this is a cycle of 4 phases, and initial one definitely helps because the mindset is scientific at my end. The calculations which are need to be optimized by a person for advising a person sitting in front of you with hopes and with all these. I'm talking especially for the startups and MSMEs, which play a very important role in today's India's economy, and also have many things. They have very limited resources and limited infrastructure also, plus the funds also. For them it really helps out, at least guiding them or supervising them and helping them to develop any of their idea into an invention, and then to getting a patent, filing a patent application, and finally getting them a grant. So this all helps that mindset.
Beautiful. Okay. So, Nisha, patent law can be incredibly detail driven. How do you maintain precision while working under tight timelines?
So this is, of course, not about one factor. It is amalgamation of how you view at the projects, the timelines adhered, because we have stipulated official timelines also, and sometimes we have internal deadlines also, which are being given to us by the clients because of their some licensing agreements which they may pose on after we give them or deliver them the work. So we take this into this is a kind of a decision which is being required to make, assessing the project related timelines and the need of them, of course, and the manpower. So all these three mixtures help me to manage my team also, and the work also for any client. By the deadline we take and assess that how much time it can take, we first at first instant understand what has come from the client. If there is any question or any clarification we need to seek, we try to meet or meet them personally then and there within 2 3 days, and we decide the timeline there for them only, and carry out our work with respect to the deliver kind of deliverment they are looking for from us.
Nisha, with your vast experience across multiple jurisdictions, how do you manage the challenges of global patent prosecution?
Okay, so this is global may obviously we have multiple countries with the multiple patent laws which may differ at many points. The basic criteria of patentability is same, but then there are laws which we need to take care at very minute levels also. For example, if even if we talk about the US and EP, where multiple patents are being filed by any of the applicant for their commercialization purposes, so they have different laws. So when we talk about the global filing, prosecution, and the approaches, it has to be none, no, undoubtedly, it has to be very strategic and organized in nature. Even if we talk from the scratch, we draft a patent application, and we have certain set of claims in our mind, certain set of scope which we want to define for the same application only. For example, if I talk about a basic example, let's say a sunscreen composition only applicant wants to file. If we are writing for it in India, it will have the coverage under the different patent scope. In US, it might deviate from the one which we have filed in India. And in Europe also, it will deviate to some level. So taking care of this area, you need to optimize your mindset and give advice to the applicant with respect to all the laws. You should have an idea that in which countries he intend to go after filing your application in India. Being an agent, you should be clear about the global laws. This is how we do it, like keeping ourselves updated from the various official websites in Europe by EPO, then USPTO, AUSPTO for Australia, and likewise for the other countries. So keeping yourself updated and giving advices to your applicant, and then strategizing the patent filing, obviously keeping in mind their cost constraints also and the budgeting, and giving them best advice out of it is one of the important factors which helps you to at least cover up the technical part. When it comes to filing part, again, you have to take care of the budgeting and advise them a route which will provide a less expense to them, or at least an optimized expense to them, so that even it is fruitful for them also to go to take their application outside India, and they can have the commercialization purposes sorted, for which they have actually approached you for your guidance and for your assistance. Nowadays, obviously, we have a very systematic way to docket. We have our own software also, which we have developed. It's called as IOLite. So that we docket the deadlines for every step, because when it comes to global, it has multiple phases and multiple deadlines. So that things, keeping reminders, sending reminders to your client, paying fees, paying, following the routes is obviously when which is very much required when it comes to that path.
So, Nisha, how do you
Yes.
foresee AI and digital tools changing the landscape of patent law in the coming decade? With respect, just add more where you're talking about your in-house tool, so that will add more depth to the conversation.
Okay. So this is interesting topic, and AI, as we know, is has become part and parcel of life at every point. When we talk specifically about the professional field in IPR, specifically to patents, we can very much visualize that it is helping us in all the umbrellas of the IP, specifically in patents. For example, in stages of patent searching, where we have AI powered tools that help us to give, we can imbibe some instructions to it, and it can give us a basic understanding of the client's invention and pull out some results out of it, that how that invention, what is the marketplace of that invention. We have some AI automated tools today for the drafting also, and then for the prosecution and other services also. But my point is, though it is increasing, it is helping us much to lessen our work, just like we are able to at least get a baseline what we want to, how we want to direct any of the project. But certain the creation what a human mind can obviously land up into, that cannot be achieved by AI, is my personal opinion on it. You may get a skeleton, if I would say, would be a right word, skeleton of any project, any assignment you are trying to do with respect to the patent field. But the ultimate polishing is the only thing which you need to do as an agent, because skeleton might help you to give a basic landscape what you are trying to intend by giving or feeding instructions to AI. But you being a more intellect person, a patent lawyer, a advocate, and a agent, drafting is, for example, one of the important fields in the patent area, in the IP field, which reflects ki how and well you can imbibe yourself into the clothes of any subject. So that is something which any AI would not be able to do. That is what I feel. Specifically, when we talk about the life sciences, where even our DNA, if you know, even a single amino acid changes the outcome. As you know, as a basic example also, हमारे fingerprints जो होते हैं, they are completely different. So this basic thing, this creation, such kind of innovation is being brought out in the life science drafts also when it comes to such kind of area. So this all cannot be handled by AI. Yes, you can take help, but obviously you should not be dependent on it. So this is my
Very true.
opinion.
Wow. And something about the tool which the conversation got missed out. Your in-house
Yeah.
tool. Can you just
Yes.
elaborate on that?
Okay, so that in-house tool is for docketing I was talking about previously. And
Yeah.
when we talk
Yeah.
about the patents, it is about the searching. We can try many questions or at least cross-check what we have found out. If there is, like, for example, we can ask the our tool that if there are alternate embodiments in the drafting, which we might could polish it in a more efficient way. That help can maybe seeked out from any AI tool with respect to the patent drafting.
Wow. Okay. Uh, so, Nisha, patent litigation can be intense. How do you stay grounded and prepared for courtroom dynamics? And has it any memorable courtroom moment?
So yes, so my more experiences basically confided to Indian Patent Office with respect to the hearings, whether it be a normal case hearing or the opposition hearings. When we talk about High Court exposure, I have been given an opportunity to go to a courtroom I think 5 or 6 times in my life till now. So we had dealt a very famous case also, which even reflected in the newspaper by the Falcon Automations. Last year, it was in on 8th of August 2024. I'm talking about. So what my experience was that we have to obviously be very much focused. We should be in and out with the our technical knowledge, obviously, which is being reflected on that matter. We should be well prepared on it. Apart from that, obviously, the basic thing when you are in either in the courtroom or in any kind of hearing, apart from the scenarios which are in the high courts, when I talk about it, being a applicant or being even an opponent, it is very important to listen to what argument is being presented by the other party. When you listen to it, you obviously get many thoughts developed in your mind, and automatically you are able to relate because you have a very hold of the matter. So first thing, knowledge wise, you should be in depth what you are going to talk about, what your matter is. And being a lawyer, you will know the loopholes also. Many times this I have experienced this also. Many times I know that when I'm going for a hearing, my matter is not that strong, but still I make it out and I bring out the points which I could again and again keep on telling to the person or the judge. It is a way, obviously it is a way, so that your knowledge is being reflected by your words to a person. So listening to the counter arguments and replying back, plus listening to what the judge or what the controller in the hearings is saying to you, abiding to the same or not abiding, and presenting your arguments enough would definitely help you to get a hold of the matter for which you are actually you have gone for argument in court.
Wow. So let's go memory down a lane, Nisha. What's been one of the most, means you can refer to anyone, what's been the most technically complex cases or inventions you have worked on?
So actually, I can think of many, but here I would like to talk very briefly about the two. One has been recent and very close to me in my present organization also. And this company is named as Mr. Stock. They have been funded by the Department of Biotechnology recently for like their work around 2.5 crores, because they are working on a good area. It's on the cancer, it's on the metastasis. They are trying to identify this particular area and bringing out a predefined parameters that how this can be stopped. So their invention was a amalgamation of AI algorithms also, a method of treatment also, diagnosis also, and this part is something which is the last two which I mentioned about the diagnosis and treatment, which are not patentable in India. So it was very much challenging for me, very much difficult for me. And this was the first case in my life for which I had actually three hearings with the controller. Normally, as a part and parcel of the Indian Patent Office, we have one. And in some cases, very few cases, we can have second hearing also. But first one hearing is in and out. This way, either the decision comes in yes or in no. But this was a case for which I think I had hearings for three hearings in 7 to 8 months. It was hard to make controller understand where we had made many claim amendments, tried to bring the invention adherence in the context of the laws in the Indian patent laws, where we could convince the controller also. So ultimately, it got a grant in I think March 2025. We got a grant for it. The same strategy I played for the same applicant has filed in the USPTO also, the US application. I played around the same strategy after getting a grant in India. Parallelly, it was going in India also, US also. Till this decision didn't come, I had the same views in US application, and by God grace, it has also been granted. So all the fundings, etc., has been set out for this matter. Other was CSIR. It was related to with my previous organization. That was related to a composition which could help in healing bone. There also I kind of found the similar challenge where multiple office actions has come. So even there we had built up a very strong strategy, communicated with the examiner in and out in the USPTO, and got a grant for that patent as well. I am not going into details of it, but yes, that was also one of the major cases which I had held in my past.
Wow. So, Nisha, you have worked with various firms and companies. What differences have you observed in culture, growth, or learning across them?
So I think now at this stage, when I look back and sometimes think about my career path, I feel that working in a small law firm is very important, as well as working in in a very large firm is also very important. Because when I talk about myself, I started with Rajeshwari and Associate. It was in basement with only 5 to 6 people in it. A transition from R&D to law firm, it has complete different cultural aspect for me. In corporate, I was at my desk, in my separate lab doing my work, and when I entered into law firm, it was completely different, kind of, I would say, dictating also. As you know, or you might have heard, the law firm's culture to certain level. I would not say it is for all, but to certain level. Then the working hours, if we talk about, or the kind of, dealing with the people or the environment, micromanagements, everything. So I have faced it all in small law firms also, in medium also, and slowly this evolution has gone for me. So in small law firms like Rajeshwari or NOYP, I would say that I started work not as a technical person, but as a paralegal person, a formalities person, where even the grounded clerical work I have done, preparing the forms for the filing of any application which can be filed in Indian Patent Office. So that groundwork is also helping me today date also, because when now I have such a big team, जहाँ पे I am dealing with the technical person also and with the formalities team also, they come to me with queries and I am sure of it how to respond to them and how to guide them, because I have done that ground level work at my end. When we talk about the middle size firm, like I have worked in Lex Orbis, obviously the structured was much evolving compared to the firms like Rajeshwari and OYP. But then the kind of work style and the culture, like if you are doing one kind of particular task, you will do one particular task only. You do not have the leverage to do another kind of thing. So that is also mentality of Indian law firms to certain places. So evolvement keeps on going. Till like Sobis, I learned Indian work, but Rahul Chaudhary and partners may long exposure was a big thing for me, because till now I was exposed to the Indian filings, Indian drafting, Indian prosecution, and I was hired in Rahul Chaudhary and Partners by my manager, saying that I would be taking care of complete Indian portfolio only. To my surprise, when I it was my day of joining there, and I was being told that the for the person for whom I hired you, she has actually resigned, and now you need to take care of the foreign filings. And this was like kind of very surprise to me, and I had no clue. And as we look to the foreign filings, multiple countries, multiple rules for which I was completely unaware, it was a start for me. But then this gave me again a challenge and a ground, and it made me learn the different countries, unka procedures, laws, how to respond to the queries, etc. So all my growth in the law firms has been amalgamation. I learned formalities, paralegal ka kaam also, clerical work also I know, and then Indian I was already doing. Then it got mixed up with the foreign prosecution also. And when I landed up in Omera before Denton's Link Legal, I actually helped my team to establish the formalities team separately, the verticals, and because of the help or the guidance of the my existing partner who was a boss in the Omera also, Mr. Rahul. He gave all the wings to fly. Whatever you want to do, you do. These are the expectations. How you want to do, you do. So that knowledge, previous knowledge, and freedom, what he gave, actually helped in the evolvement of the position where I am standing with my team today. So
Ah,
I think the mixture of the culture environment impacts to some good extent when you are a fresher or when you have less number of years experience. But at certain point of your life or certain point of your career, you will definitely be able to give the same thing to your peers and help to establish your department or niche in your own way. So this is how
yeah,
it worked for me.
beautiful. So, Nisha, what role do mentorship and collaboration play in a patent lawyer's life?
So I think that plays a very well established role. For example, if I look at my own example only, not in the career professionally also, but when I was as a student also, starting from the college life only, there were professors obviously mentoring, as I mentioned previously about the Dr. Murali. And then when we entered into to the professional world, there were many like in Rahul Chaudhary and partners also, and today in Omera and Dental Legals also, Dr. Paul and Mr. Rahul. So the you need to actually listen. It is not always that even if you have 20 years of experience, you have done everything and you know everything. It will not be always that. You need to exchange thoughts. You need to listen. You need to act. You need to look inside yourself. If taking the advice of someone or getting mentorship from the person would help you, would land you somewhere better, there should be no hesitation, and it should be not empowering for you. It should always be taken as a constructive and should help you to move forward to you. So this is how I'm doing at my stages. Even at in my team, my colleagues are there, even they tell me many a times some things I learn from them, because Gen Z, aapko pata hai, like how they work, thoughts are different and work style is different. We exchange thoughts. I tell my opinion, they tell me my opinion. So we actually kind of discuss and work. It is happening at this stage also. It is not that it has being stopped. Yeah, this is a path which I do not want to take further. कि अभी बहुत हो गया. It will not work that way.
Ah. So, my last question, what advice would you give to young women looking to enter the IP and life sciences legal domain?
I would say that this stage, like people are very much well aware of what's happening around. Like I told you in my times, IPR was something, the word was very new. Like in Abhi, people know well about it. It is everywhere, newspapers, advertisement, blogs, everywhere. So people are well aware of it. I just want to tell ki follow the right path, connect to good people, explore LinkedIn, yeah, explore the events wherever you go, make good networks, and never try to hesitate to open up your voice, give your views, even if you are standing in front of 10 men, 20 men, doesn't matter. Your opinion should matter to you when you are clear about it, कि you are right at it. It should be given transparently to the people at large, and this would definitely help you to establish your grounds into the field which is which has a mixture of men and women both. So it does not matter. Women tag is not at all matter. at least in the IP field. What you need to do is you just need to believe in yourself and believe your work and speak it out. That's it.
Oh, beautiful. So let's go to the next round and understand Nisha as a person. Tell us about your family and your formative years.
So, as of now, I reside in a joint family where I'm staying with my husband, my two sons, and my in-laws, plus my brother-in-law and his family. So, they have been always supportive before marriage. Obviously, parents were there to understand and to help, to guide at every path. And after marriage, it has been the same. There is just a shift in the house and the house number, but people have been cooperative. They understand the thing. As I told you, as one of the examples, when this transition I wanted to take 5 years, 7 years, 5 years and 7 months ka and Baxi ka job chhod ke I wanted to enter into IP. There was no one to question me. Even when I was staying in my in-laws, my husband was there to support me. He never questioned me कि क्यों करना है कैसे होगा. Nothing came from his side. When my first child was delivered, my husband was not here, he was abroad. And it was my father-in-law who actually, kind of gave me a zone to calm down. Ki will take care of the baby. You may move out if you want. 3 mahine ho gaye. You want to join, rejoin. It's your wish. You don't want to join. It's your wish. So family structure and back. It behaves as a well nurtured backbone for you, because when you are out of your house, obviously the complexities are there. Culture, work culture, despite being so good and so structured, still वर्कप्लेस पे कहीं ना कहीं you will definitely have that thing कि uh, a place to relax can be, I think, can be home only. Workplace you can make it like that, but yes, a family support and relative support should be there so that you can even fly to your with respect to whatever you want to achieve in your life.
Wow, beautiful. So we did a panel discussion for the Mother's Day, managing family and career. So you're resonating what you have said. We'll share the details, and you can then share with all mother lawyers out there. And with your interview also, it will add कि भाई family, in-laws, great support that is adding. कि you're going to great lengths in your career. So hats off to your father and all those, your husband, everyone. Okay. Chalo. What does a typical weekend look like for you when work takes a backseat?
So as of now, I see the happiness and relaxation only in my kids. I think that is something which comes at this age when you are mother of two kids. So for me, it is them. If there is any demand to make something special from them or from family member, I take care of that also. And playing with them, taking them to the park after 5 days hectic schedule is the only thing which I like to do. And even they wait for the same for me to do that thing for them.
Wow. So is there a hobby or interest you had during your student days that you still pursue today?
Yes, so I used to do painting a lot. I had done many kind of paintings. Nib painting
Mhm.
is one which I would like to do. I sometimes try, but I end up with doing only with the watercolors or the canvas colors only. And badminton is the other thing which is easy for me. So I take my elder one and we do play badminton at certain times and weekends. So those are the two things.
Wow. Okay. Is there any book or movie that has influenced you?
Uh, Not really, but yes, when we talk that about the liking, then yes, I like to read the autobiographies like APJ Kalam Sir's या फिर book something या फिर any movie which I can sit आराम से and watch with my family. So not like something very particular about it.
Wow. So what's one tradition or ritual at home you absolutely cherish?
So we have this tradition, I would call it, or like every 31st December of every year, we are my relatives are in the same town where I'm residing. So we are like 6 to 7 families, each having at least 4 to 6 members or 4 to 8 members. we come together and celebrate the New Year Eve. That is one thing which we look forward every year, because everyone out of their busy schedule come together at least in one evening. By default, pata rehta hai ki will everyone will come only. So that is a thing which we wait and we enjoy also.
Wow, beautiful. So, how do your friends describe you when you're not in the lawyer mode?
So they still think that I am focused and will be inquisitive about anything which is happening around, irrespective it is related to work or not. It will be there.
Wow. So, what are your plans for 2025 personally and professionally?
So professionally, I have aspirations definitely, which I am looking forward. I want to, cover up one more milestone with respect to the work I'm doing, with respect to the designation I have. And personally, it is only with related to family only. The polishing which I want to do for my kids, to them, it's just confided to them.
Wow. So, my last one is a googly one. Describe Nisha in one line.
Um, so I think I can say a determined person who yet to have, who yet to wants to fly more in her life.
Wow. So, let's go to next round, the rapid fire round, and put you in the hot seat. Lab coat or courtroom robes?
Courtroom robes.
Wow. Okay. If you could instantly master a new hobby, what would it be?
Um, I think I would like to make or discover more about cars.
Wow. Your go-to comfort food?
Uh, Punjabi, especially something related to rice.
Wow. Your favorite color?
Blue.
Best piece of advice received?
Uh, be a good listener.
One word that defines your journey so far.
Struggle.
Dream travel place.
Kashmir.
Mornings with chai or evenings with coffee.
Evening with coffee.
Okay, let's raise a toast.
Sure.
And you did well, Nisha, and here's a book, Shaping the Agency Lawyer for Future.
Thank you.
So, friends, in spite of all the technical difficulties, we came to the end. And thank for Nisha your patience and to the technical team. Okay, they made it possible. So, friends, it was a lovely conversation. Okay, how MSc Biotechnology now into the world of patent and innovation, especially in the life sciences. So, she shared a lot of insights, like to start at a small law firm and gradually work on your expertise, your areas of working, and then move on to bigger law firms. So this is what she has shared in her journey. And uh, all the students out there at a college, they're all grateful. She was the one who pioneered IPR course. So this is what the coffee speakers bring to the table, where the opportunity comes in. They, along with the seniors, do something, what do you say, a trendsetter. So like that, there are 450 coffee speakers sharing their beautiful journey stories, inspiring ones. So subscribe, and if you want to be featured like Nisha, visit our website, the Emerging India Forum, or LinkedIn page, or ask one of the coffee speakers to put in a word so they can invite you to have coffee conversation. So take care.